Which is disappointing news that your career's coming to an end. How tough a decision to make?
Yeah, really tough. Yeah, obviously you sort of dread the day when you're going to have to decide. But with the most recent injuries, I've had a couple of months to really think about it. And that time of Christmas, I was away with family and my wife, and just seemed like the right thing to do. I didn't really fancy having to have another operation in the 5-6 months rehab that went with that. And also just thinking about future life and well-being really, but yeah, it's tough. It's what I've done for 10 years, so it's just about finding something else and moving on to that realm.
You joined the club as a teenager in the academy. Can you believe the career you've had at your only club you've played at professionally? No,
not all. I think that made it slightly easier, to be honest, to make the decision, because I've had a career which I probably didn't expect to have at the start, or not many people expected me to have at the start, and some of the injuries and stuff I've overcome throughout that period. So, I'm proud of what I've achieved, and having this career has made it slightly easier in deciding to retire.
When you look back on your time, what would be a particular high point for you?
I think like some of the years when we with Jimmy, when Jimmy was first in charge, I think they were like real good times. I had a lot of good friends. I think we played a real good style, real good brand, we were real close. Obviously lost to London Welsh in the semis, but if we'd have got through that, we'd have looked pretty good for the finals and stuff. Obviously my debut here versus Leicester, playing against some old guys from Leicester, and a lot of memories. Yeah, a lot of different times and different players have been through, different coaches have been through, so a lot of stuff to look back on, and be glad and grateful.
And whilst one chapter comes to an end with your playing side, you're still going to be heavily involved with the club moving forward?
Yeah, hopefully, yeah. Obviously the past few weeks, while I've been injured, and then more intensely in the past few weeks, been doing some coaching around the line out, breakdown, and just helping Birds out really wherever he needs me. I've really enjoyed that. I was obviously doing coaching before, but to do it in the club has been really good. I'm real grateful to Sterlo and Birds for giving me that opportunity. Not sure what that's going to look like going forward, but just take it as it comes at the moment and do my best in that department.
And during your playing career, coaching is obviously something you've been involved in. You've worked with community clubs within Leeds, and also working in student rugby union as well.
Yeah, definitely. Worked at Harrogate and last year, and then with the academy more recently, and before that Leeds Uni, did a lot of stuff there. So yeah, coached most of the teams I haven't played for in Yorkshire. I've coached at some point, so I've covered most clubs.
And with the plans for the club moving forward, it's an exciting time to still be involved with Yorkshire Carnegie.
Yeah, it's really exciting. Yeah, obviously with the new stadium and stuff, that's probably one thing I'm a bit gutted about not getting to play here, because it's going to be fantastic. But yeah, it's exciting. I think Sterlo's really driving that forward, and I still want it to be involved. I think it's still got a massive future, the club, and if anything, the most exciting years are ahead, and I didn't really want to miss out on those.
In terms of your retirement, it's still only 29. Did it take you a while to come to that decision, that final decision?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. As I say, it's been like a few months coming. I wanted to, after the injury happened, I wanted to give myself every chance to get back and do all the rehab and do everything to try and play. But as I've got back to that stage, I just realised my body can't quite handle what I used to be able to handle. But yeah, I've given it plenty of thought, and I'm sure it's the right thing to do.
Do you think people maybe underestimate how much rugby players put their bodies through to get out there on a field on a Sunday afternoon?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, probably a little bit. But it's also like the injuries and coming back from there. I think there's only so many times you can do that and go through that rehab process. It's pretty painful and long, especially when you want to be playing and you having to watch games and everything like that. So as physically hard as it is, it's also quite mentally challenging as well to keep coming back from the setbacks.
And presumably, moving on with your coaching career, injuries are a factor of the game. When you're speaking to players about injuries and how they're dealing with it, you'll know exactly what they're going through.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And because I've just retired, I've got quite a bit in common still with the players, and trying as well to get them to think about what they're going to do, like after rugby as well. I was lucky, you know, I went to Leeds Uni and did a degree and done a masters since then, so put myself in a good position for when I've finished rugby, and I've been able to make the decision to retire, whereas some people, you know, don't have much other options. So yeah, just encouraging other lads as well to do stuff outside of rugby.
Have you thought about what you'll miss most from training every day and getting out there ready for a game each week?
I think it's the competitiveness, to be honest. You miss that. Like, it's alright training on your own and doing that sort of stuff, but it's not quite the same. And well, I don't think my body misses the physicality. I think my mind does a little bit. You just miss that, having that edge every day. But it's been good transition for me because I've still around the lads. I still have a joke with them. They're like been really receptive and they've been great. Like in this transition to coaching, like have respect for me and taken what I've said on board, but also don't take myself too seriously and still have a joke with those guys.
Has it been a weight off your mind having made the final decision? Now you know what you're doing going forward?
Yeah, I think so, yeah. Obviously, once you've made the decision, it's hard to go back. So, you know, once you decide and you decide to tell Sterlo and Bowes and stuff, there's no going back. So, but yeah, definitely a weight off my mind, and like my family and wife have said they've noticed that, you know, since I've made the decision, that a weight's been lifted and I seem a bit happier within myself.
Throughout your career, you've given everything to try and get the club back to where we want to be. How special it would be if over the next few years, as part of the coaching team, you can help this side realise that ambition? Yeah,
definitely. Yeah, I mean, as you said, this is my only professional club. The club means like the world to me. I haven't played anywhere else. So to achieve what I couldn't quite achieve as a player, to achieve it as a coach would be great, and that's definitely the aim, my aim moving forward. Yeah.